Welcome back to the YouTube video, boys. It's your boy Caden RC coming at you live with a week 11. How are we in week 11 already? I swear it's just week 1. We got week 11 predictions. I mean, this is going to be a week of just some rematches and crazy games. I think this week we're going to know some things after this week. Thursday night football though. Let's start it off with Thursday night football. We got Jets versus Patriots. I mean, Patriots by 4,000. I mean, Jets just beat the Browns, but that's the Browns, and I don't see how with just Breece Hall, he's going to beat that entire Patriots team, and that Patriots defense is playing really well. They played great this whole season, and I think this is just a stomp over. Easy win for them on Thursday Night Football. I don't think this is going to be very competitive at all. It might be like 30-3. Maybe. We'll see. You know what? I'll give them 7 because maybe Breece Hall sneaks in, gets a touchdown. Beyond it, literally, all I think of when I think of the Jets is Breece Hall, and that's it. Who else is on that team? Who else is that can score and plays well? No one else, because it's Breece Hall, and if the Patriots stop the run, I mean, it might be 30-0. That might be the final score. This is gonna be a blowout on Thursday night. Next up, we got the Commanders versus the Dolphins. Dolphins, you coming off with great energy against the Commanders. It doesn't matter. Your season's over. I think Dolphins win this game. Commanders, your season is also over. Just injuries have taken this team out. I would honestly not be surprised if Dolphins lose this game after just beating the Bills. That's how this season works. You're like, wow, that team last week, they just whooped on that team. Guess what? The next week they lose by 25 for some reason. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't think highly of either of these teams, but I think that as long as Tua is playing accurate and Devon Achane can run all over that team, like he played like Devon ran all over the Bills, I think they'll come out with the win. I think this will be not that crazy of a game. I think it will probably get a score like 24-10. I'm gonna go Dolphins win it. It's gonna be a stinker in Brazil. I'm sorry for Brazil fans. Next up, we got Packers versus Giants. Giants. Glad to see y'all are making W moves. They got rid of their head coach, and they have an interim head coach, Mike Kafka. We'll see what he does. But the one good decision that I'm glad that Kafka made was, why are we starting Russell Wilson? Why was Russell Wilson getting so many chances? Jackson Dart got injured, went into concussion protocol 4 times this season. Every time, let's throw Russell out there. Why? Why are we we've seen what Russell can do this year. We've seen what the one game besides the one game versus the Cowboys, Russell has looked like trash all season. Genuinely, they haven't even given Jameis a shot. I was like, throw famous Jameis out there, man. He might surprise you. He might fuck around and, throw an interception. But he might throw 3 TDs. And, I think that even after Monday night's game, Packers did not look great at all. They only scored 7 points. I think defensively, they are just better. I think their defense is going to be the reason that it keeps them in this game, and it's the reason that they were in the game against the Eagles, and it's the reason that they're going to be in a lot of games. You know what? I'm not going to be a hater. You know what? I am going to be a hater. Giants win 24-20. You know what? I'm not even 24-14. Giants win. Why not? It's just one of those weeks. They got a new head coach, new quarterback. Why not? Let's give it to the Giants. Next up, we have Texans versus Titans. Sorry, I keep looking over. I have my notepad. Let me Let me move it over. I got my notepad over there. And we got Texans versus Titans. Who's going to be watching this? Besides Texans and Titans fan. I don't think any of us are going to be watching this game. But, Texans coming off a great win. Defensively, they have looked phenomenally. But, that offense is just subpar. They're very them and the Broncos are just very like two sides of the same coin. Like just very good defense, not so great on offense. Just not good. And I know that the Texans have a backup quarterback, but it is what it is. And Titans, your season was over. It didn't even start. Y'all didn't even get on the treadmill. You fell off the treadmill the second that you tried to step on.
I mean, we keeping a buck right now. We ass, so we
on it. It wasn't great, and I think this will be like a 17-7 score. Texans winning. Next up, we got the Panthers versus Falcons rematch game. Falcons. If you get blown out by 30 again, just wrap up the whole season. Don't come to play. Just stay on the. Just don't even do it. Stay at home. Lock your doors. Don't even come to play. Because if you get blown out by the Panthers after they just lost to the Saints, I mean, come on. What are you doing? Like, there was hopes that the Falcons would be really good this year, and then they've just shit the bed. I mean, they play a good team, let's put in quotation marks, good team, and you're like, wow, they're competitive, and they keep the game close, and they're able to score, and they're able to move the ball down the field. Then they play a stinker team, and they just stink even. They're like, watch this, hold my beer. I'm gonna stink more, and we're gonna just drop the ball. We're gonna lose this game, and it is what it is. I do think, however, after all of that, I do think that Falcons they want this revenge match. I think I'm gonna go Falcons. I'm probably gonna eat my words on that. I really hope that I do because I have Rico Dowdle on my fantasy team, and I hope he cooks for me. Next up, we got a division game: Bears versus Vikings. Bears, I need you to just blow the Vikings out 37-4. I don't know how you get 4. I don't know. Make it up, bro. Do whatever you got to do. I don't know. Realistically, I think Vikings have a great defense. I don't like their quarterback though. 9 really you can't do that. And we got a lot of NFC North teams facing up in these next coming weeks. This is one of the matchups. I think Bears just come out in a close game. I think that they've played well, and Caleb. I did shit on Caleb a little bit in the beginning parts of this season, and just they were winning games, and he was playing awfully. He just wasn't playing great, and they were winning games, and even their defense was just not playing good games, and they were still winning. So I was just like, okay, I guess they're gonna keep winning. And I do think that this is a game that they win. I think the Vikings just, I don't know. They're just not good. And I know they're still trying to rebuild, but I don't think this is it for them. I think they lose this game 24-10. I'm gonna go Bears. And next up, we got Chargers versus Jags. I'm gonna pick Chargers. But this is definitely one of them games where I'm just going to eat my words and Jags are just going to win. Because that's how this season's gone. Every time I think a team's good, yeah, this team's solid. Now, I don't need them. I don't care. I don't need them. They're not in my division. Do I want the Chargers to win this game? Absolutely. Because I need Patrick Mahomes to not be atop of this division. I need Chargers and Broncos to keep cooking and winning games. Even if it's 10-7, I don't care if it's 3-0, I don't care if it's 2-0. Win the game. Doesn't matter to me. Just don't let Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the playoffs, and we'll be great. We'll be fantastic. But yeah, I think Chargers Jags. I think Travis Hunter just went season-ending surgery, so they're down him, and they pretty much have Jacoby Myers, and that's it. So I think Chargers are gonna come out. I think 24-10. Not gonna be close. Next up, we got the Bucks versus the Bills. This is a get-right game for the Bills against an injured Bucks team. But I'm gonna go with the Bucks because I just like Baker more. I like Baker more. I hope that the Bills cook, but Baker just does shit. And he was honestly running the league the first 5 weeks for MVP voting. He was up there. He was doing whatever they wanted. And I'm not sure if Bucky Irving is going to be back for this game. Potential. He was seen at practice on today. But, we'll see. We'll see when we get the injury report for that game. I think if Bucky plays, I think Bucks win. If he doesn't, I think Bills win it, but I think it's going to be close either way. I think Bills are just they need to show life after last week, defensively and offensively, because if James Cook is not running for 100 yards, the Bills are just shitting the bed. Like, they're just not doing anything. But I think I'll say this. I think this will be a 24-20 win. Either team, depending on Bucky Irving playing. I think Bucky is such a difference maker. I think the Bucks will win if he's playing. If he's not playing, I'm gonna go Bills. And then next up, another rematch game. We got the Unk Bowl, or the Geriatric Bowl, as I like to call it. Bengals versus Steelers. Yeah, I don't know. That Bengals defense is just sorry. And offensively, I feel bad. Like, all of those players are just it's a civil war right now between the offense and defense on that team, and I think that Steelers upset after their loss against the Chargers, and they lost this game last time. I hope it's just as high scoring as last time that they played was. I don't think it's going to be, though. Steelers just haven't looked great recently. And, Bengals, they're scoring a shit ton of points, but they're dropping 40 every week. They're losing the game somehow, though, because their defense is just awful. Joe Flacco's throwing 3, 4, 5 touchdowns in for 500 yards, 400 yards, and the defense just nowhere to be seen. But, I think Steelers will come out on top of this. I think they want this revenge match, and especially after coming off a bad week, I think they come out. I'll say it will be 30-27. I think that's the score I'm gonna go with. Next up at the 4:05 game, we got 49ers versus Cardinals. Cardinals coming off a rough week against Seahawks. Seahawks are just a juggernaut team right now. They are whooping. They are cooking teams. And Niners are just very injured. I think I heard that Marvin Harrison's going to be out for this game. I think he just had surgery or something. So I don't think Marvin Harrison's going to be in the game. That's a tough loss for Cardinals. I think I'm going to go Niners. I think Niners just win this game. I think CMC just has himself a game. And I think George Kittle, he's going to do his stuff this game. I think actually George Kittle won't be as predominant because CMC is just going to be so dominant. I think George Kittle's just going to be blocking and CMC is going to do his thing. I'm going to go Niners win 20-10. We got Seahawks versus Rams. What a great game this is going to be. This is going to be a test. Who's more dominant? Who's going to come out on top? Is Puka Nakua and Matthew Stafford going to cook, or is Sam Darnold and JSN just going to? Which quarterback and receiver duo is just going to drop 400 yards and 3 touchdowns? Like, it's just I don't know who to pick in this game, honestly. Defensively, both teams have looked great. Offensively, both teams have looked great. I mean, even when offensively Sam Darnold has not looked, the greatest, the Seahawks defense has just stepped up and did what they needed to. I mean, last game they started the game out 14-0 by, just doing their thing and getting 2 forced fumble recoveries for a touchdown. I think if I have to pick, which I do because it's my video and it's my prediction, I'm going to go Seahawks. I want Seahawks to win this game. I used to be a Marshawn Lynch fan, always was. I was an Adrian Peterson and Marshawn Lynch fan, and I really like the blue colors of the Seahawks. That's why, big reason why I'm a Lions fan. But, I think that Seahawks come out on top. This is going to be a very great game. I don't think it will be high scoring. I think we'll not like 40 to 40 something, I think we'll get like mid 20s. I'm going to go with I'm going to say 28 to 25. We'll go with that. Actually no, I'll go let me get 31 to 30. I think there's like a missed kick or something. Field goal sends it in. I don't know. Something happens, and we'll see. But I'm gonna go 31 to 30. Seahawks win. Chiefs versus Broncos. Broncos. If you show up like you did on Thursday Night Football, you will lose this game. Simple as that. You will lose this game. It will be over before it even started. You can't start as slow as you did. And Courtland Sutton needs to get, I don't know if it's more design plays or if Bo Nix just doesn't want to throw to him. I had him on my fantasy team. He just never threw to him. We're forcing throws to Troy Franklin, and it's just not working out. I mean, it literally led to 2 picks last week. I want the Broncos to win, so I'm going to pick the Broncos to win because fuck the Chiefs. We're going to go, I'll go 21-20. I think some shenanigans are going to go on in this game. I think there's going to be a block kick. Something will happen. I think 21-20, Broncos win. And then the last 4 o'clock game, we got Ravens versus Broncos. This is a Week 2 rematch. Ravens blew out the Browns last time they played, and I mean, the Browns are just they're selling for the number 1 overall pick. They want that number 1 overall pick, and I mean, whatever. Technically they're not throwing, but they're throwing. I mean, they're not even like Kevin Stefanski gave up play calling, and the defense is doing everything that they can to win games. They're the only thing that is working on the Browns. Special teams sucks. I mean, we saw that last week against the Jets. And offensively, they've just looked like shit. If they can't get Quinshaw Judkins going, they suck. And Dylan Gabriel is not the quarterback for them. I think Ravens come out on top. I'm going to go 30. I'll say this is going to be 37-10. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Ravens just curb stomp the Browns. This is just a move on, kind of just walk through game for the Ravens. And then Sunday Night Football, we got my Lions versus the Eagles. I hope that Eagles team that showed up on Monday night, I hope they show up against us. Because if that's what we're facing, Lions by 5,000. I mean, what the fuck was even that? That shit was hot doo-doo, stinky garbo trash. It was not a good game. And I didn't even watch it. I was listening to it, and it just was not a good game. I think Lions have looked amazing defensively. If they're able to get after Jalen Hurts, make sure that they have a QB spy, make sure that he's not able to sneak out of the pocket, make for crazy runs. They got this. Defensively, the Lions are injured. I still think that they're good enough, and they proved that they are good enough to win this kind of game. And Jared Goff is playing literally top 5 quarterback, and he's not below number 3. And but everyone is just he's not he's just quietly has the best pass completion percentage in the league. He's cooking with hot gas every week, and just it's like he's been doing better than Mahomes all year, and Mahomes is higher in the MVP race. Are we serious? Now, I'm not saying that he should win the MVP. I think JT or Matthew Stafford should win that. But the fact that Jared Goff is not even mentioned as being a top 5 quarterback all season has just blown my mind. He's had some bad games, but if we have Dan Campbell putting on the glasses like Clark Kent, big old Superman, we win this game. I think this will be a fun game. I think Eagles offensively will decide to play this week, which will be fun. And I'm hoping offensively we're able to get the run game going. Keep Gibbs, just give Gibbs the ball, and give JMO the ball. Give Amon-Ra the ball. Give Laporta the ball. We just got weapons everywhere, and I want to see we use those weapons effectively and properly how we need to win this game. My score prediction, I'm going to go with 27-24 Lions win. And then on Monday night, we have the Cowboys versus the Raiders. And I will not be watching this game, but I'll be listening to it because, ESPN, again, can't figure it out. We're going 3 weeks. And thankfully, none of these games have been great. So, we're not missing out on much. But, as NFL fans, we should be able to watch this game. Well, I mean, this one's going to be a stinker, for sure. It's going to be a stinker. I think Cowboys blow them out 30-7. But, if Brock Bowers, just isn't that entire team, the Raiders can't do anything. And Genty's looked great. I love Genty. I think that he has also played great, but that offensive line is dog shit, and you're not gonna be able to get anything going with Genty if you have a terrible offensive line. It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna be good for y'all, and they're just not gonna win this game. I don't think it's gonna be close. I think Dak puts on a clinic. Like I said, I think it's gonna be 30-7. And that's going to be it for my Week 11 predictions. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all the usual. Check out my other socials. Check me out on Instagram. Check me out on TikTok. I appreciate all the support. Anything helps. Share it with your friends, share it with your homie, share it with your mom, share it with your dad, share it with your grandpa. Whatever it is, do it. Make sure you leave a lot of love on the video, and I love and appreciate y'all. Stay blessed.